I thank Kearney for conducting this analysis pro bono, and the team is led by Nicolas Yamaguchi. Today, Benny Zen from the Kearney team is going to give us in 3 minutes the results and with a focus on future recommendations.
By looking at the data, right, what it showed is, look, the event, by all accounts, was a success. You know, if we look at some of the high level numbers, right, 1,000 plus registrants, around 300 unique attendees per day, and very strong net promoter score of 61, which kind of measures the kind of satisfaction levels with the event. So overall, there was good participation within for the events, as well as strong satisfaction level. How do we create metrics that really speak to these goals that we've defined? And that's really working hand in hand with Mandy and others in the organization to effectively come up with a set list of metrics that we thought were consequential to the outcomes of the Speaker Expo. So that included metrics like demographics, satisfaction levels. Another part of the metrics that matter was really thinking about how do we make sure that these metrics are both, considering the short-term impacts as well as the long-term impacts. And that's what really led us to thinking about, how can we come up with an engagement plan that can both have, short-term, call it demographic, very quick snapshot data, but also thinking about a longitudinal data set that NAP can use as this event progresses to track the long-term impacts of this particular event. And with that in mind, we had a couple of different channels in which we collected the data. So there was feedback through phone calls after the event, but also kind of collecting real-time data as the event was happening, and then also a little bit of a pre-event survey that went out to the group. What are the next steps, right? As a consultant, we're always thinking about the next steps. So what can NAP do looking forward? And from our perspective, attending the event, analyzing the data, can this event in the future be integrated with existing events to boost up participation as well as to expand the impact of this event? There was another idea around working with partners, right? Either again within NAP or outside NAP to again boost attendance levels or to impact a broader base of professionals in different marginalized groups who provide them with the same type of benefits that the current event is targeting towards more, Asian American, Pacific Islander professionals, right? So really expanding that base. And then finally, how can NAP make this event self-sufficient moving forward? Whether that be through some sort of economic, fundraising or subscription model. I think for this event to succeed in the long run, ultimately it should be, self-sustaining or with solid economics behind it. The simple example is, if you generate $100 in revenue, but it costs $50 to host it, then the ROI calculation would just be the revenues you generated minus the cost. So this is 100 minus 50, which is 50, divided by the campaign cost, which is $50. So if you think about the numerator, it's really just the profit, and then the denominator is the cost. So in this case, using the $150 example, you've made $50 off $50 of cost, so the ROI is 100%. But if there are long-term positive externalities based on this event, I mean that can also be factored into the return on investment. I'm going to call it a positive force for the social good, but also a very positive force economically speaking.
It just shows you the power of connecting through personal experiences. And it's a heavy lift for the organizers, but it's a appreciated and light lift for corporate sponsors who who want to hear the stories, don't know where to get the stories, and don't feel that they have the authentic relationships to go to say, yes, we want to hear your story. But through speakers event, they get multiple stories.